ago, you created a company that set out to do things differently. Andrew, you wanted to do things better than anybody else.
Well, at that time, I was an athlete, and we're always trying to find whatever we can to recover better, to perform better. And it's the same story as we age. We're always trying to do our very best to recover better, and aging and athletic performance, surprisingly or not surprisingly, have so much in common. And the same things that I looked at to improve performance as an athlete are the same things we now look at today to age more gracefully, to be at our very best, to have optimum energy level, to have optimum cardiac performance, liver function, all of these things. And I'm actually in the yard. My puppy Truman doesn't understand that there's anything in my world except him, so he's playing with his toy.
I hear it.
So if you hear squeaking, it's not me that's squeaking. It's my 9-month-old puppy who's squeaking.
And we're showing a picture of Truman right now so everybody at home can see. How big is he now, Andrew?
He now is probably about 32 or 33 pounds.
Oh my God!
So he's a growing boy, and but he's just as crazy and energetic as ever. He doesn't understand it. I'm not sure how many times I've been working on my laptop and he crashes the laptop. So anybody who's had a puppy understands that they have that fun, crazy, frenetic energy. So that is definitely Truman.
Well, Andrew, Truman is definitely happy, and that's the thing. We all want to be happy as well, but if we are not getting enough fiber, as the perfect segue to our first item, we're not happy, right, when we don't get enough?
And interestingly enough, we should talk about fiber. You know, sometimes puppies, their digestive systems are a little sensitive and things like that. And when Truman's stools are not quite as perfect as they should be, we'll actually put a capsule of fiber mucil into his food. Fiber it's a wonderful ingredient for the microorganisms, the microbiome. It of course is the key to regularity. Fiber mucil is a version of fiber that eliminates all the problems that are associated with fiber. And I think the biggest problem today with fiber supplements is most of them are synthetic. Most of them are made using ingredients that might have started off as natural, but they get processed and broken down into ingredients that can go into water and be a crystal clear solution. So our fiber is pure, concentrated natural fiber that does what it's supposed to do in a mild, natural way. It will not cause gas or stomach upset. It eliminates, as I always love to say about our fiber mucil, it eliminates all of the problems that has made fiber supplements so miserable to use, but you get all of the benefits, and it's also incredibly, incredibly affordable, which is perhaps the best part of all, that not only do you get the best fiber in the world, but it is the most economical fiber in the world.
Well, for this month, which is Customer Appreciation Month, we have some really exciting pricing. So let's take a look, because Customer Appreciation Month is coming to a close. The 6180, 360, or the 1,000 capsules, that's where the price is going to be when the month is over, and that's where the pricing is. Again, bigger the savings, the higher you go, all on free shipping, all on FlexPay. But Andrew, regardless of price, people that have it and tried it and use it say that it is priceless because of how it makes them feel.
Well, if you just look at the reviews on the product, I mean, fiber is something that you'd expect it to not have the best reviews in the world, but this is a product that's almost perfectly reviewed. It's a little bit more than a dime a capsule. I think it's less than 11 cents a capsule in the large size. And so it's incredibly affordable. It's for a product that most people love to hate. Our fiber product is virtually perfectly reviewed. I think it's at least 4.5 or 4.6 stars.
Correct.
It's over 90% positive reviews. So it's a product that once you try it, you will not want to be without it. Again, fiber is the key to regularity. We cannot be our microbiome can't be healthy without the benefits of the fiber that they feed on. The nutrients, the fructooligosaccharides, the ingredients that comprise fiber are the ingredients that the critical components in our microbiome that are responsible for so many aspects of our health, our immune system function, our brain function, a balanced mood. But keeping a healthy microbiome is the critical food that microbiome depends on is fiber.
Everything is connected, and we know how crucial fiber is. If you've had a bad experience with other fiber products, you have to try Andrew's. And again, I can save you even more money if you're ordering it this month. This is one of our variety shows. So Andrew and I we run through a lot of great items still to come. A special offer on healthy hair, skin, and nails, the #1 beauty product at HSN. But we've been talking a little bit tonight about products that go away for the summer. We just had one, and now we have another. Andrew, we are at the bitter end. It's the down to the wire on Choco Nouveau. This has to go away for the summer because chocolate melts.
Well, from our Nevada facilities, it's already gone away because it's been so warm in Nevada. So we can't ship out of Nevada. But the warehouses, obviously, at HSN are not in the warm desert in Nevada. So this is probably, I would say, the last week at most that Choco Nouveau will be available. Unfortunately, because it's a unique dark chocolate that's creamy and melts in your mouth, it's a creamy dark chocolate that will also melt in the package. It doesn't change the health or taste of the product, but we want our chocolate to be perfectly formed and not melted in the little packages that it comes in. So again, it's once we reach this time of year, one of our most popular products has to go away for 6 months. It's unfortunate. We're working on solutions to this. Hopefully I'll have a solution to it next year. But again, unfortunately, the world's creamiest and most delicious dark chocolate has, my dog just ran and kind of body checked me. He is definitely a crazy puppy. But again, Choco Nouveau, it is without question the most delicious dark chocolate you will ever encounter. There is no dark chocolate in the world that has the creamy texture of milk chocolate except for our Choco Nouveau. It is a breakthrough ingredient. It's something that now it's been, I think, over 15 years since I originally created it. But it's unlike any other dark chocolate. And dark chocolate, if you look at the human diet, dark chocolate is the richest source of protective compounds in the human diet. And those of us who have a rich complement of those protective compounds of dark chocolate in our diet, we reap the benefits of their presence. Unfortunately, most Americans don't like dark chocolate. We like milk chocolate, which is not rich in those compounds, and unfortunately, which also contains high levels of sugar and high levels of milk fat. So unfortunately, milk chocolate doesn't come with the benefits of dark chocolate and comes with other ingredients that are not beneficial at all. However, our dark chocolate, even if you love milk chocolate, that texture that we all love, we all remember the M&M ads, melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
Yes.
Our dark chocolate, it melts in your mouth. Typically, dark chocolate doesn't melt in your mouth. It's delicious, although most Americans don't particularly care for it. Our dark chocolate is different, whether you choose our 66 or 74, and our virtually almost 100% pure cacao, 91%. That 91% will still melt in your mouth. And again, whether it matters to you or not, our dark chocolate's heart healthy to begin with. Our dark chocolate is the most heart healthy in the world because it will also help to lower total and LDL cholesterol. So there's nothing like this product. It's so unique, it has to go away for 6 months. It basically, if this was our only product, we'd go out of business for 6 months a year. Not a good thing, not a good business strategy, but it is the best dark chocolate in the world.
Well, we're obviously seeing a lot of folks ordering because we are down to the wire. It is about to go away for the next 6 months. Here's what the pricing looks like. And as we go through this pricing, keep in the back of your mind how much you would spend on gourmet chocolate from a specialty gourmet chocolate shop. 30, 60, 180 or a 360 count. That's where the pricing would be. Today, I can get 360 pieces for $149.90. Incredible. Andrew, you can't buy gourmet chocolate for those prices.
Not even gourmet chocolate, a square could cost you $1, $2, $3
Yes.
or more.
Yep.
That's 40 cents
Yep.
approximately per square. And again, by the way, the reason the pricing is so great, we held on to the Today Special pricing
Yes.
from the beginning of this month, and we just decided we'd hold on to it for as long as weather permitted, for as long as weather allowed us to keep shipping the product. And as I said, in Nevada, we've already stopped shipping it. So the only place it's currently now available is directly from HSN, and I would imagine after this weekend, this is it. It's going to be going away.
Let me read 2 quick reviews because it's always fascinating. Chocolate is a big subject for all of us. We love our chocolate, right? It's got to taste good. Here's what 2 reviewers said out of the thousands of reviews. Maria in Florida says, Choco Nouveau is the best I have ever tried. It's smooth, chocolatey, and silky. I can't even describe how good it is. All I can say is you must try it to understand it. Thank you, Andrew. By the way, I also get many of your vitamins. Your products have changed my life, no doubt about it. Best chocolate out there. Who would have known that chocolate could be good for you? Choco Nouveau is so good and apparently so good for you. I look forward to my chocolate treat every day. It satisfies my chocolate craving and keeps me away from junk candy. Andrew, that last line, I think so many of us, we do crave that sweet treat. This is organic, it's fair trade, it's low calorie, it's a healthier option. There's every reason for it and no reasons against it.
And what's fascinating about chocolate, chocolate often gets, as that review just said, it almost often gets lumped into things like candy. But when you talk about dark chocolate, it's a richer source of protective compounds than broccoli or Brussels sprouts or green tea. I mean, you could go down the list. Blueberries, the concentration of anthocyanins in blueberries can come close to the concentration of polyphenols that are present in dark chocolate. So yes, it's delicious and decadent like candy, but it's in a class by itself in terms of the protective compounds it contains. There's such an abundance of research and science and clinical studies on the benefits that chocolate can provide to us in terms of our brain health, our cardiovascular health. It's just a rich source of natural ingredients that our body knows exactly what to do with when our body gets its hands on it.
And all Andrew and I ask of you is you take one bite, just one bite, and which is why we always promise we'll send it to you. If you don't love it, Andrew, you can always get your money back.
Yes, and I'm always guilty of doing this. Everybody tells me when they'll send me notes or comments that don't talk about how healthy it is. Just talk about how delicious it is. When you talk about how healthy it is, everybody thinks it can't be delicious.
Yes.
So just talk about how amazingly delicious. So let's forget about how healthy it is.
Yep.
It is, without question, the most delicious dark chocolate in the world. And in fact, even if you're a milk chocolate lover, you will fall in love with this dark chocolate, which means that all of a sudden a whole world of health benefits is available to you. There I go again, of health benefits that are available to you that you can't get from milk chocolate.
We have thrown down the chocolate challenge. Try it while you can. Again, that is the final presentation that you'll see on TV before it goes away for the summertime. So stock up while you can. Now we're going to turn our attention to digestive health and supporting our digestive health. People always ask me, what Andrew Lessman products do I have? Well, I do have Andrew's Choco Nouveau and eat it regularly, and I do have Andrew's Ultimate Friendly Flora. Andrew, probiotic, literally meaning for life. This is another one that with years and years of reviews, you've got so many people that swear by it.
We were very early to the marketplace talking about probiotics. And even though we were very early, I was still 20 years deep in research on this before we ever brought a product. It's something that I had known about since the very beginning. Anyone who's tracking the science decades ago we were acutely aware of organisms that lived in our body, in particular in our colon. And these organisms play even more far-reaching roles than we ever contemplated. Who knew that these organisms that outnumber the cells in our body, we think about our cells, that's who we are, correct? So our cells are who we are. But there are more organisms in our colon alone than we have cells in our body. So that's also who we are. And again, when you look at the science, if you want to get insights into your longevity and your health risk and all of those sorts of fascinating things that more and more of us are doing testing and trying to understand, you get a greater understanding of those things when you look at the genetic makeup of your microbiome, the organisms that live inside you, than you do by looking at your own genetics. So again, our parents used to always tell us how we pick our friends can determine the course of our life. The friends in our colon, our friendly flora, that determines the course of our life. We know it has a direct impact on brain function, on immune system function, on obviously on digestion. So there's virtually no aspect of human health and well-being that these organisms do not play a critical role in. So again, it underscores the importance of our diet. It also underscores the care with which we should go about taking antibiotics as well. And if we have to take antibiotics, that we quickly try to reconstitute our microbiome with a good probiotic product like our Ultimate Friendly Flora, and also by eating a diet rich in fiber, a diet rich in diverse fiber. And the science and clinical research on the impact of even just a single dose or two of antibiotics, it profoundly changes our microbiome for many, many months thereafter. So it becomes very important for us to reconstitute that microbiome with a probiotic product, and it becomes critically important that we eat a diverse array of fiber-rich foods to make sure that we have the most diverse and healthy microbiome possible.
2 quick reviews so you get a sense of what folks are saying. Again, over 1,700 perfectly rated 5-star reviews. This first reviewer says, probiotics for all. Great product. We always dispense probiotics and no two are alike. This probiotic is the only one that I would recommend because the science behind it is what makes this gold star status. Bravo, Andrew. Friendly Flora, a must daily. Thank you, Andrew. We all need this in our tummy to keep it just right. I've been taking these for years. They're easy to swallow, no aftertaste, and I feel great. With all my stomach problems, this just makes it feel great. Thank you, Andrew and HSN Stella. For our Appreciation Month, we're doing incredible pricing throughout the entire show, but Appreciation Month is coming to an end. We appreciate you all year long, but this month in particular, extra special values. So we have a 30 capsule, a 60, a 120, or a 240. You'll see where the price is going right here versus where the price is today. All free shipping, all flex pay. Big savings. And Andrew, this is not a probiotic that needs extra special care. I don't need to refrigerate it. It's really easy going.
That was one of the reasons why it took us significantly longer to bring this to everyone than I would have hoped for initially. The reason why is we realized that if it had to be in the refrigerator, then it would be difficult to ship to you. And even if it had to be in the refrigerator, it's just not as practical to take, not as easy to. We needed to make a probiotic product that was going to fit into your life and that was going to be able to preserve its potency for the entire life of the product. And that probably took us another 5 years of development work on this product and looking at the most stable strains that, again, that Mother Nature provides, not some synthetically developed strains of organisms, but these are the organisms that when you look at the healthiest microbiomes in the healthiest people, and you see all these probiotic organisms now that are being offered and sold for this specific property or that specific property, they're really being positioned like drugs. What we're talking about here, these are not drugs. These are the organisms that since the beginning of time have been present in the healthy of human beings. And so rather than pursue these microbiome products, these probiotic products, with all these drug and medical claims associated with them, which are patently illegal to make those claims anyhow, but it doesn't stop companies from doing so. What we would rather do is simply create a product where it emulates the levels and the balance of probiotic organisms that are present in the healthiest microbiomes. That's it. Very, very simple. Not simple to accomplish, but very simple formula behind it.
Give this a try, give this a go. It's one of those feel the difference products. And again, with appreciation pricing, you save a lot of money. From the start of the hour, I made mention that we have a couple of big deals on circulation and vein support and healthy hair, skin, and nails, and we're going to go to our first one right now. The #1 beauty product on HSN is right in front of me. It's not a cream, it's not an oil, it's not a serum. The #1 beauty product is Andrew's Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails, a formula that sets the standard not only in the United States, but quite frankly, worldwide. There is nothing else quite like it. Let's review the pricing. We have an offer today that is down to as little as $59.90 for the 360 capsules. We have a 240, there's a 120 or a 60 with over 5,000 five-star reviews. Obviously a fraction on what you spend perhaps on other beauty products, shampoos, conditioners, creams. Andrew, hair, skin, nails. This is, I mean, people must stop you and talk to you about this all the time, the way it makes them feel and what it's done for them after all these years on HSN.
Yeah, it's for certain one of the products that I'm most frequently accosted and stopped and talked about. This CoQ10, Essential 1, or Omega-3, but this is a product that it's almost embarrassing how affordable it has become over the years. We've increased its potency and only made it more and more affordable. When you look at these heavily marketed beauty products out there, and I look at their formulas and I'm left scratching my head, but you look at their formulas and they can be $1, $2, $3 per day. And this product is 15 cents a capsule. So if you want to splurge and you take 2 capsules, it's about 30 cents a day. That's if you splurge. For most people, it's 15 cents a day. So it's incredibly affordable, but if you see the reviews, read the reviews, you're not going to find a product that's more consistently effective than our Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails. This product has its origins over 30 years ago.
Wow.
So most companies, the only thing they were doing with beauty vitamins 20 and 30 years ago was criticizing me and telling me there wasn't any such thing. Of course, now they've all jumped on the bandwagon. They've tried to copy us and do their I was going to say they're cheap imitations, but they're cheap imitations. They just charge an arm and a leg for their cheap imitations. So but it's a formula that, as affordable as it is, the results are spectacular. It's when we look at how the human body goes about growing these tissues. And again, you don't need a separate formula for your hair, for your skin, and your nails. They're all part of the integumentary system. They're all part of one system in your body. And that's why if you looked at the reviews on this product, you could probably find roughly as many reviews that talk about nails as talk about skin, as talk about hair. And the reason why, they're all part of the same system. The system has the same nutritional requirements. So it basically works on the weak areas that each of us might possess in terms of whatever struggles our body might have. And the nutrients that make this product unique, those nutrients, unfortunately, are not plentiful and abundant in the human diet. So it's a product that makes up for the shortfall that virtually all of us have in our diet. And even the healthiest diet, you're roughly going to get about 2 or 3% of the biotin alone that we have in this formula. So even the healthiest diet, this is still going to give you multiple times more The typical diet will give you maybe 50 micrograms of biotin. With this formula, you're getting thousands of micrograms of biotin.
We are extremely busy, folks. Please bear with us. We're going to get to you as fast as possible. Even the largest size is under $60. To put it in context, you must understand it's perhaps the highest reviewed product ever on HSN out of the hundreds of thousands, millions of products that you've seen over 47 years. This has more reviews than perhaps anything else you've ever seen on television. I'll read 3 very fast ones while you place your order. Again, they read like love letters. This first reviewer says, I noticed a difference. I noticed a difference in my skin, hair, and in my nails. It's a fountain of youth in a bottle. I have gotten compliments on how lovely my skin looks and asked what I am using on my skin. I just tell them, I found the fountain of youth in a bottle, says Anna. Mishka says, love this product. I have not bought any skincare products since this product came out. Been using it from day one. My skin is smooth and healthy. I get many comments. I'm 76 years old and people will say things like, get out of here when I tell them my hair is great. Of course, I don't forget my skin. Love the way I look, which makes me feel younger. Image is everything. Thanks. And one final one. Nan says, I'm in my 60s and I was noticing my hair was thinning. This product has made a huge difference in my hair and skin. My hair is visibly thicker and has more luster, gray hair. My skin seems more moist. I wish I had started using it sooner. I could have saved myself a lot of stress. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, it's never too late to start on a journey of healthy hair, skin, and nails.
Well, as much as people who take this product will say over the years it keeps working better and better and more, the one thing you hear about all of the products, it sounds interesting or maybe paradoxical, what you wouldn't expect, but the older you are when you start, the more dramatic and more significant the benefits you'll experience. When we're younger, our body does better with whatever you give it. Our body has a lot of latitude and flexibility. You can you get away with murder when you're younger. As you get older, you don't really get away with it. And unfortunately, the impact of a lifetime of whatever decisions we've made becomes apparent. But when you make that one great decision and all of a sudden you give an abundance of some critical nutrient that your body needs, and there's no mistaking the fact or escaping the fact that these are critical nutrients that are specifically required for a process that is a really difficult process for our body. Our hair, skin, and nails, it's the biggest system in our body. Most of us don't think about it that way. We think about our nervous system or our cardiovascular system. Those are the big systems. No. The integumentary system, our hair, skin, and nails, that actually is the biggest system in our body. And it actually has an even greater problem associated with it. All the other systems in our body require maintenance, repair. Our hair, skin, and nails require maintenance and repair, of course, and they're exposed to the outside world. So it's a lot of maintenance and repair, but they also never, ever, ever stop growing. So the biggest system in our body is constantly growing and reproducing itself. So those requirements are enormous, and that is why hair, skin, and nails not only can make a difference, but why it can make a difference so quickly, because those tissues are growing every moment of every day.
If you are online, you get to the front of the line. If you're on the HSN mobile app, you'll get in first with our special savings under $60 on healthy hair, skin, and nails. Still to come, circulation and vein support. Still to come, some great opportunities with our variety show. Next up, though, we are wrapping up our April monthly special of Memory and Brain with acetyl L-carnitine. Andrew, when it comes to natural support for memory, brain, mental acuity, this is another one that people really swear by and helps them, helps me certainly, on a day-to-day basis with whatever we may be going through.
This is our most comprehensive product. You and I often talk about our ginseng and ginkgo. Both of them are present in this product. We also have vinpocetine in this product. We have Bacopa in this product. So when you talk acetyl L-carnitine in this product, we talk about the most comprehensive formula we make for memory, concentration, mental acuity, all the issues, and with all due respect to companies that start talking about products in terms of dementia, in terms of changing all of these characteristics that are nothing short of making like a disease claim, a treatment claim. There's no dietary supplement that can do that. But a dietary supplement can provide us with the tools that our body needs to function at its very best in terms of memory, concentration, producing the neurotransmitters that are required for all of the attributes that are cognitive function, that everything we do, from remaining conscious and aware, being able to think and process information, being able to remember things and access those memories, these are all very complex, elaborate functions of our brain. And again, just as we talked about with our hair, skin, and nails, there are very specific nutrients like acetyl L-carnitine, which is the key ingredient in this formula. Acetyl L-carnitine is critical for synthesis of the acetylcholine, that is the most important neurotransmitter in our brain. Also critical for carnitine, and carnitine is critical for the energy that our brain requires. And our brain requires more energy per unit of weight than any other organ in our body. So this is a formula that's intended to deliver where our brain requires it most. And again, when we talk about our brain, it means energy. It means in terms of getting nutrients and oxygen to the brain, carrying waste products away from the brain, and those are the sorts of things, the specific processes that this formula targets.
Let's read two reviews because they are important, and they say a lot of what we've said. Certainly how I feel, which is you feel sharper and more clear-minded. This first reviewer says just that. I think more clearly. I don't forget the toast to cut off the stove or where my keys are. It's like no more brain fog. This is my third bottle. Please don't stop making this great product. And finally, memory and brain vitamins. I love this vitamin. They keep me sharp where I was getting a little slowed down in response and memory functions. Now it takes me no time to remember things. I'm 74 years young and still working as a teacher's assistant. If that's how you feel, if you feel that brain fog every day, that things are a little overwhelming, if you're looking for a sharper, more mental acuity, try this. So often people ask, will I feel a difference? Will I notice a difference? Well, with this, you do. Pricing for the month of April is obviously about to expire, so there is a little bit of urgency here. The pricing goes up to this, very good still, but Andrew, even the 360 capsules, we're under $100 for all the premium ingredients that are in there.
And again, when you think of this formula, some folks, they look at the label and they can't believe we fit all this in a capsule. And the reason why we can is because unlike all those other formulas, we are additive free. So the entire interior volume of that capsule, it's all beneficial ingredients. It's all the components I've been talking about, the acetyl L-carnitine, 500 milligrams. We're also talking about vinpocetine, talking about ginkgo, we're talking about ginseng, we're talking about bacopa, we're talking about a full B complex. So when you look at this formula, it is designed to be our most comprehensive formula where you don't have to take the other separates to get the benefits. And I think that's why this product is so well reviewed, because these are ingredients that each one, as they always say, or as I like to say, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Yes.
So if you delivered everything you needed, but you left one component out, then you're not going to have a fully functioning system because that one component is indispensable. It's like if you had a chain with a 50-link chain with 49 strong links and one weak link, it's pretty much useless. So what we try to do here is make sure that everything is delivered at the levels required to get the benefit you seek. And that's why, again, the acetyl L-carnitine is at such a high level, because it really is the foundational ingredient that breathes life into all the other components.
Please take advantage of that special pricing. Really great value if you're able to order it before the end of April. Next up, well, all roads lead here, and I do want to take a time out from the show to really highlight what is in front of me, because When we talk reviews, the reviews on Andrew's circulation and vein support, they read like love letters. There's simply not enough time in an hour, in a day, to talk about this, the most comprehensive formula in the world. I can throw out words like life-changing and motivating. We can talk about support for challenged circulation in legs or feet, ankles, calves, addressing concerns of maybe of enlarged veins or the appearance of. There is so much to be said about a product that deserves to be seen and deserves to be heard. With over 3,000 five-star reviews, I was over the moon to see this pricing. So folks, let's start right here. 30, 60, 180 or 360, a product that changed my mom's life, a product that's changed many of your lives. We're doing the largest size for $99 and change on free shipping and flex pay. Andrew, you must be, I can only say, use the word proud of this, to see and hear the responses that you get and how this product has helped so many people.
Yeah, the right word is proud. I mean, it's a product that when I originally read the research on the key ingredient in this product, and of course this product has gone through an evolution where it's continued to get better over the last 30 plus years. So this is a product that when I read the research, it forced me to go through a tremendous amount of work to be able to bring that ingredient into the U.S. because that ingredient was used in medications in Europe, and that ingredient it's just remarkable for circulation, the clinical studies, the clinical research since that time over the past 30 years, and it had already been used in Europe for over 50 years. And that key ingredient, it's just derived from the rind of certain oranges that come from Spain. And the natural ingredient in the rind of those oranges, it's not a drug, it's not a medicine, but if you want to speak in terms of an impact on something that as we all age dramatically affects the quality of our life because it affects the appearance. My dog is going crazy here.
Even he's excited.
he's a crazy little dude. But it's just, as you said, it's a formula that until you try it, you cannot believe the impact it can have. If you're someone in your 30s, 40s, 50s who the veins in your legs look the same as ever, that you don't notice any changes, whether it's tingling or restlessness or cramping or things like that in your legs as you've aged, whether you stand too much or sit too much, which we all have jobs that might require something like that from us. If you're one of those people and everything is as good as it's ever been, then you don't need the product. But I think the human condition kind of begs for the natural benefits of this product. And again, unlike other companies that have since copied what we've done here to some degree, they use ingredients that come from other places in the world, so they don't get the real ingredient that we use here. But if you want an opportunity to, again, I always say we try to turn back the hands of time, whether it's the wrinkles in our skin, whether it's our hair, our skin, or our nails, whether it's our heart function, whether it might be our blood pressure. We all want to maintain our body in as healthy and youthful a condition as possible. This product, the natural ingredients in it, is just a remarkable opportunity to return that comfort, that healthy appearance to the blood vessels, the tissues in our legs, the natural swelling that occurs with age, with standing too much, sitting too much, or just plain age. It might be because we're overweight as well. But that natural swelling, that natural discomfort, the tingling, whatever it might be that might interfere with our sleep, this is just an unexpected natural opportunity to make nothing short of a profound difference, and for it to be incredibly affordable. These ingredients are more readily available in Europe, although they do require a recommendation from a doctor in Europe. They're sold and positioned differently, but again, you'll spend more money for them there. I mean, when you look at this product, you can take 1 or 2 capsules per day and get all the benefits that you'd ever hope for. And again, seeing is believing, feeling is believing. It's a product that, as you started this off, I'm thrilled that I had come across the research 30 plus years ago, and that we've been able to only continue to improve the quality of this product, make it more comprehensive in its action, and also lower its price. So it's whether it's hair, skin, and nails, or this, or CoQ10, or Essential 1, or Omega-3, they're all pound for pound, penny for penny, more affordable today than when I introduced them 30 years ago.
You know, all of Andrew's products deserve their day in the sun, but this is, I mean, maybe it's because it has that personal effect, because it's something my mom swears by and stocks up on every single time she arrives here in the United States. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm so desperate for you to try it and to jump off the fence and say, I'm going to give this a go, because there are no ifs, buts, or maybes. You will feel that difference. I'll read 2 very quick reviews. I know we're very busy. Finally, a solution for uncomfortable legs. I suffered with discomfort in my legs and always look for a natural solution first. My belief is that the body is lacking nutrition, some kind of vitamin or mineral. This product works for me and I am thrilled. If you're on the fence about this product, don't be, try it. Thank you, Andrew, for your incredible knowledge and products that give us great results. And finally, Tricia says, I love them. I've been taking these for several months. After 1 or 2 weeks, I noticed that my feet and ankles didn't swell anymore. My veins also improved. I've given these as gifts to family members with these problems. Andrew, that's a nice idea, to help somebody with the gift of a healthy product like this.
And again, I think that pretty much all of us, once we get over the age of whatever it might be, 35 or 45 or 55, which I'm over all of those ages, including 65, it is something. And for me, where I really notice it is I still exercise every single day. I still do some form of aerobic or cardiovascular exercise every single day. If I do not use this product, I'm aware of the circulation or the shortcomings in the circulation in my legs. If I use this product, I am totally oblivious. My legs feel like they've felt my entire life perfectly. So every person, it's going to be a different experience you seek, but what it does return is the healthier permeability to the blood vessels in our legs, meaning that as we age, that permeability changes. So the tissues in our legs swell, our feet, our ankles, and calves swell. If you looked at your feet, ankles, and calves at the age of 40 versus 20, 60 versus 40, those are the things you'll notice. The greater prominence of the blood vessels. You'll notice the tissues swell more readily at the end of the day. Those are the sorts of things that this product can make a natural difference in. Those changes are natural changes, courtesy of the hands of time, Father Time. This is a product that enables us to make a difference in those natural time-related changes.
Well, as we move on to our next one, that really is the perfect segue, because time does march on, and sometimes it's hard to keep up. Well, in walks glucosamine chondroitin, a choice of the fabulous formula, the original formula, or the one with UC2. We're doing an extra special savings event right now, so you get extra special savings. We'll go through those in a moment. But Andrew, when it comes to maintenance and support of healthy joint tissue, this is again a product with over 1,200 5-star reviews that has been in your assortment for a long time, but the product we see today is different to the product that we saw years ago.
Well, all we've done is improve the source. All we've done is improve the bioavailability, how well your body can absorb and use the ingredients. But amazingly enough, most folks first really encountered glucosamine and chondroitin maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. This was one of my original products when I founded my company in 1979. Wow. So more than 46 years ago, this was part of our original assortment of products. This, along with our Essential 1, along with our Essential Omega-3. So these are ingredients that have been available for decades. They're available in better forms than they were decades ago. But these are never, and again, companies love to position these ingredients like they're medicines or drugs that are intended for inflammation or intended for arthritis or intended to cure and treat diseases. I always look at them as being something far better than that because glucosamine and chondroitin, they are part of the structure of your joint. I mean, to me, that's even better. That's even more important. And when we think about, say, and we'll talk about it in a moment, calcium in bones, calcium is the very structure of our bones. You don't get any more basic in terms of being able to impact the health of our bones than by providing the correct form of calcium. So you don't get any greater opportunities to impact how healthily our joints will age than providing the critical raw materials, molecules that are necessary to maintain their structure as we age. So again, when I started off talking that originally I started with these products because I was an athlete.
Right.
And as an athlete, I needed for my joints to recover quickly from training 5 to 8 hours every single day. So glucosamine and chondroitin were a critical tool that I used. Now, I'm older. I still try to be active, but all of us, the wear and tear of a lifetime on our joint tissue takes its toll. So having glucosamine and chondroitin readily available for our body to do the repair, the replacement, the regeneration of those tissues that it does every day, rain or shine. It's what our body wants to do if the tools are available. That's where these ingredients can make a profound difference in quality of life as we age.
Quality of life, and that's the three words that are so important and so key here. These are not horse pills. These are not hard to take. These are not heavy on your stomach. If you've ever tried other vitamins or supplements before and you didn't love the experience, part and parcel of Andrew's products is that they are full of only goodness and always thoughtful, which is why they're so easy. All right, let's do 2 reviews. Obviously, we'll go through the choices. I'm going to ask Andrew about that. Glucosamine and chondroitin, this product really works. I ran out and didn't have my product for a week, and my knees started to bother me. As soon as my product came, I started taking them again. My knees felt better. I do a lot of walking, and I need to stay mobile. As a 59-year-old, great product. I love this product. I've been taking these for years, no joint discomfort issues, and the ones I had are all gone. So glad Andrew now offers bulk powdered form. I put it in my drink every morning with his marine collagen formula. Amazing. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, how do we make the decision between the original formula and the one with UC2?
Well, UC2, it takes an entirely different approach to our joints. Glucosamine and chondroitin are raw materials that our body needs to maintain our joint tissue. UC2 enhances the efficacy of glucosamine and chondroitin because UC2, undenatured type 2 collagen, it exerts what's called an immunomodulatory effect. Our immune system doesn't just do things like monitor for pathogens, viruses, and bacteria. Our immune system is also responsible for monitoring our body for damaged tissue and maintaining a process signaling for repairing tissue. So part of the immune system is monitoring our cartilage and making sure that the process of cartilage regeneration is being stimulated. That is what UC2 triggers and stimulates. It's that maintenance, it's the actual driver behind the synthesis and creation of new cartilage. So again, with UC2, you have the tools necessary to build cartilage with glucosamine and chondroitin. But with the presence of UC2, it's kind of a jump start to that process. As long as you have the raw materials, it enhances the efficacy of those raw materials by stimulating the process of cartilage synthesis, again, by that immunomodulatory effect, which most of us never really think that the immune system does something other than watching out for bacteria and watching out for viruses. But our immune system is constantly monitoring our body for changes that require cellular repair, cellular maintenance, And that's a critical part of cartilage maintenance and repair. So the UC2 breathes even more life into the efficacy of this formula by giving you the raw materials and stimulating the cartilage synthesis.
And out of the two options, the one with the UC2 is the most popular choice tonight with fantastic pricing. Again, extra special savings event to take advantage while it's there, down from $309.90 to $139.90, saving more than you're spending. We have 9 minutes left and we've got two more fabulous things to get to. Again, extra special savings event is active right now. Andrew, like you have done time and time again in terms of bring to the forefront so many important supplements and vitamins, vitamin K2 MK7 is another one where you really started to talk about this. And the more we know, the more we understand, the more we realize how important this is.
Well, vitamin K2 MK7 is very different from vitamin K1. Vitamin K1 has a relationship to blood clotting. Vitamin K2 MK7 is critical for the management of calcium within the body. We want to make sure that calcium goes to where it's needed in our bones. So if you could have something that drives calcium toward the bones, toward the osteoblasts that are the cells that are responsible for synthesizing the structure of our bones, then that's advantageous to bone health. If you also have something that can make sure that calcium doesn't deposit in areas you don't want it, say in our arteries or things like that, causing calcification in other tissues in our body, that calcification is not desirable, then that ingredient would also be desirable. What's fascinating, on both counts, that's vitamin K2 MK7. It drives the process of calcium synthesis in our bones. It also discourages the process of deposition of calcium in other tissues where it would be undesirable. I'll often refer to it as sort of the traffic cop for calcium in our body. It tells it where it's needed, where it's supposed to go, and where it shouldn't go. And again, vitamin K2 MK7, I've been talking about it for almost 20 years. It's something that's been, once again, relatively recently discovered by other companies. But for me, it was vitamin K2 MK7. It was never about selling the product as much as it was always about educating. Because in my role here at HSN and before that at QVC, I always imagined for every bottle of something that I sold on air, probably 100 bottles were purchased in stores, whether it's Costco or Walmart or who knows where. So my job was really just trying to look out for the general health and well-being of people who are watching the show. And so when it came to vitamin K2 MK7, the product wasn't available anywhere. But I've been talking about it consistently for now a couple of decades. And now you pretty much can see it in many places. In fact, we even provide a small amount of it, sort of a starter amount of it, in our multivitamins. So that's something that I believe we were the first to do, to put vitamin K2 MK7 in our daily multivitamins.
Let's read a review or two of what folks are saying about this one. And again, you're welcome to read all of these online anytime, day or night. We don't pick or choose. We don't take reviews away. Everything you see is authentic. My husband and I believe in this product. This is great for almost everything a body needs. It helps cardiovascular health, bone strengthening, and sends other essential health products to the places they can best work. And finally, Trisha says, I feel better. Just taking vitamin K2 MK7 for a short time has made a positive impact on my circulatory system in combination with the other Andrew Lessman vitamins, like vitamin D3, which addresses your immune system, and calcium magnesium intensive care. We'll do that next, which strengthens your bones and heart. They all act together up to the productivity of your body's performance. And Andrew, that really is it, right? It's that synergy of this working, let's say, with the calcium that we're about to move on to. I think I've left Andrew speechless. That statement was so good, Andrew has lost the words. We're going to head over here while we try and get Andrew back on the phone. Truman might have accidentally hung up on us. Andrew, you there?
I am back. Truman was squeaking his toy, so I put the phone on mute for a second.
You're not the only one. Everybody does that to me. Andrew, we were saying, as we move into our final item, calcium, magnesium, intensive care really does go hand in hand.
Yeah, and they all synergize together. In fact, when we talked about vitamin K2, MK7, some of the really exciting research that's come out of late actually has shown increased artery flexibility. We all want artery flexibility. More than that, we want flexible skin and wrinkle-free skin. We want artery flexibility. So vitamin K2, MK7 is a critical part of that because it discourages the deposition of calcium in our arteries. But at the same time, we desperately need calcium to maintain skeletal health as we age. So between calcium, magnesium, intensive care, partnered with vitamin K2, MK7, that is just a perfect marriage, a perfect partnership. So you get the benefits that you seek for your skeleton without sacrificing heart health. In fact, with enhanced heart health because of those independent benefits of vitamin K2 and K7.
Let's do a couple, a quick look rather at the pricing so you get some sense, because you've got four options. The 6250, 500 or the jumbo 1000 capsules. That's the pricing that we're gonna see when the event is over, and that's just in a couple days. The pricing today, under $100, even for that largest size, that saves you $50. I mean, Andrew, 1,000 capsules for $99.90, that's kind of like getting towards today's special territory.
Yeah, that's less than a dime a capsule. So it's an incredible value for again, each capsule contains only the active ingredients you want. It sounds like a normal, ordinary statement, but I'm not aware of any other products than ours that each capsule only contains what you want. There's no additives, no binders, no fillers, nothing else you're putting in your body except the ingredients and the benefits that you seek.
Let's read just two quick reviews. The first one says, the best calcium ever. This is Diane who says, how many times are we women told to take calcium and quit sooner than we start due to the fact that the tablet seems to hang around in your stomach all day? This is the first calcium supplement I was successful in taking without any stomach issues. It will never change. There is something to be said about a capsule with powder rather than a solid rock of tablet. Highly recommend. Andrew, you've always done it differently. You take away some of these pain points, and that's why we always invite people to